And most inconveniently, I was ravenously hungry. I am going all in.
100% satisfied. 100%. Whoa.
I'm not nearly as hungry anymore. Must say it again for people in the back. So it's been 4 months since I've been all in, and this was basically giving myself unconditional permission to eat to full satiation every single day, regardless of how many calories it was. And these past months have been quite the emotional roller coaster. And I don't want to sound too dramatic, but going all in has changed the way I feel, the way I look at myself in the mirror, and most importantly, the way that I view food. And I didn't just go all in to fix my extreme hunger. I was actually experiencing other issues that I think were a result of being leaner than my body wanted it to be for many years. So after 4 months of eating to full satiation every single day, what happened? Well, I can say with confidence, in my humble opinion, that going all in actually worked for me. This process still isn't over, but I think I've withstood some of the most challenging parts of the journey, and I actually know what it feels like to feel full. And it's actually pretty mind-blowing because I thought it was going to take so much longer than 4 months. So let's get into some of the juicy stuff that I know you guys are curious about. And I know you guys are really wanting to know in total how much weight did I gain. And I really want to keep this brief because weight gain should not be the focus. It's simply just a byproduct of...
Oh my God. I'm rusty. Okay, I'm rusty. Straight up. Like, I'm trying to think as I'm watching this. I'm like, am I muted? I'm like mumbling over here. Not even... All right, not muted. Okay, good. What did I used to say about this? Like, did it work? Did what work? What was your goal, really? Like, your goal was to not feel hungry, so you ate a bunch of food, so you achieved your goal? I don't know. I'm sorry, Stephanie. I'm so sorry. I am like reminded of everything else that I ever said about any of these all-in videos, which is that it's like, here's my thought process. Okay, you're hungry. You're not eating enough. So you're completely to the other side of the equation. Like, I'm gonna eat as much as I want and not care at all. Okay, like you could have stopped somewhere in the middle there. Fine, you didn't want to. Yeah, you're a YouTuber. You got to make interesting content. I get it. But it's just so inefficient to do it this way. This is not like what any normal, sane person would do to actually achieve their goal. It's to create an entertaining piece of content. Like, huh? אני מקליט סרטון. שנייה, אני אדבר איתך. My roommate's like, hears me talking, so he wants to talk. עזוב אותי, ההומו. Anyway, it's just retarded. Why would anybody do this? It's dumb. Why don't you just, like, you saw what she's eating, like toast? Like, oh, I'm so happy I can eat toast now. What this really is, this is just like, I starved myself for so long, now I'm going to enjoy food. That's it. That's what this is. Like, I'm going to enjoy, I was like, I paid my dues as like a fitness model. I was ripped. So now I earned a little bit of fat time. That's actually what this is. Okay, cool. Like, and again, any girls out there who try this, you're absolutely like, I wonder, like, it's okay if she does it, right? It's okay if she does it because she's famous and she's creating something for people to talk about and watch. If you do it, you're an idiot. Sorry. Unless you record it also, record your like getting fat on purpose journey.
The process of getting me to where I ultimately want to be. And for anyone who doesn't document their life like I do, paying attention to the weight gain is extremely unhelpful. But for the sake of letting you guys know everything that's going on with me, in total, I've gained 35 pounds. Interestingly, my weight kind of capped out at the 3-month mark, and it really hasn't changed in the past month and has more or less stabilized. Now, that isn't to say that I won't gain any more weight, because I don't want to be tempted to have feelings of, oh, my weight has plateaued, so now I can't gain any more weight, which could bring me to a dangerous restrictive mindset. So even though it's currently plateaued, it doesn't mean that my weight won't continue to fluctuate. And in the past 2 months, I've only been eating roughly 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day, which is significantly less than my 5,000 calories a day I was eating in like the first month or two. And instead of eating from like the moment I wake up in the morning to the moment I go to bed, for some strange reason, nowadays my appetite is like abysmal in the morning. And I usually don't eat my first meal until 11 or 12 o'clock because I just honor my hunger whenever it decides to come around. And I also started straying away from like picking at random foods throughout the day. And I really started focusing on having like a proper meal whenever I would eat, which has been really key for me to get myself into a normal eating rhythm. And that's not to say I won't have little snacks throughout the day. I don't have any rules or anything, but after my first meal, I'm usually good for a few hours and then just eat again when I'm hungry and whenever I'm hungry. So everything related to food and my appetite has been going amazing. And I honestly feel like everything is working for me. Now, as good as some things were in the past few months, I also experienced some harder things and some harder obstacles that I really wasn't prepared for or was really expecting.
I was staying the night at my sister's house, and my mom is there. My sister and I have been spending a lot of time with her because she's been really unwell. And I've never talked about this on my channel before, but I'll say it really briefly. My mom is mentally ill. I don't want to get into all of it, but she's been sick my whole life, and it's part of why my sister and I take care of her. And I guess I should have been more prepared for her to have an opinion on how I look, not being herself, because this is how she normally is. She had a few things to say about my weight gain, and I honestly didn't expect it to bother me. I guess I didn't imagine it would affect me so badly. She's really off right now, and she's kind of in her own world, but it did really bother me, I guess. And the things that she was saying was basically everything that I'm feeling.
And I do want to give myself a little bit of credit. I think I was handling criticism from strangers.
I kind of want to hear what she's going to say about criticism from strangers. To be fair, Stephanie, I don't know, maybe you'll watch this someday. Like, respect, straight up respect. Like, not this is retarded what you're doing. Really, it's dumb. the only reason to do this would be to just like come up with some elaborate excuse to enjoy eating food and getting like eating food that you haven't been able to eat for a long time. That's it, done. And to create a viral content of like, let's watch this hot girl get fat and like ruin her body. Sorry, but like really, come on. For the sake of like entertaining people who have nothing better to do other than watch YouTube videos. Sorry, also to you, people out there. That's the only reason really to do this. But like, I just wonder the thought process that like went through recording this. It's like, is this scripted? Like, does she have? Is this a Stephanie Buttermore show? That like she has producers who are like, okay, so part 1, we're gonna talk about some good stuff. Then we're gonna try and get them through like the emotional roller coaster. So I want you to like talk about how vulnerable you felt during this time. Then like you show a clip of you crying, and like to even record the clip of her crying, like she's clearly not at her mom's house. This is not a fresh memory, right? It's like, it's not like somebody was recording her at her mom's house with her sister saying like, oh, Stephanie, you're getting really fat. Like, you should probably cut down on the toast, you know? This is more like she went to dinner at her mom's house. Her mom was like, damn, Stephanie, you're getting fat. And she's like, oh, okay, well, I'm doing all in, bitch. So like, fuck you. Not obviously like that, but like in her mind, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, but then she went home, she's like pulled a nose hair to like make herself cry and record it to make it an interesting video. Again, like I said, respect, because most people will not look at it this way. They'll just passively watch it and be like, she's so brave, so brave. I can't help but think it's a complete joke from like a fitness standpoint. Entertainment, it's great, I guess. I wouldn't watch it unless I was doing these videos, but I guess it's entertaining for fat or skinny girls who like want to vicariously enjoy other people eating food and that they don't allow themselves to eat and ruining their bodies. Okay, cool. But like from a fitness standpoint, this is why the fitness industry is a complete joke. Are you kidding me? Like this, sorry, again, Stephanie, like you're amazing, you're super hot, blah, 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 whatever. But like, this is where people get their advice from. All these like skeleton girls, like this is who you're going to. This is the person you're going to potentially copy. This is like the leader in the field who's doing this. This is the answer that you've come up with, right? Like people are dying from this, like actually dying, right? They're dying from, it's not a disease. I'm sorry. You like malnourish yourself. You see this is salt. Okay. If I put a lot of salt on my food all the time, do I have a disease? No. If I choose to not put salt on my food, is that a disease? No. That's me fucking eating salt or not eating salt. Okay. Am I muted? God, I'm rusty as fuck, man. Anyway, let's hear what she has to say about the criticizers among...
Pretty well. It was just that when it's somebody that's close to you, that made it really hard. And I felt like the best way to deal with it was just to move on. Otherwise, it was just going to consume me. I was also dealing with a lot of other personal struggles and complications in my life that I don't usually talk at length about on my YouTube channel. And I just noticed that the more struggles that I was dealing with in my life, the more everything else just feels worse and seems more heavy. My sister and I are caretakers to my mom, and fellow caretakers know it is challenging at times. And getting through my day-to-day seemed a bit more difficult the more I had on my plate. And my emotions could have been kind of dictated by my internally changing hormones. I did get my blood work done at the beginning of this process and then again at the 3-month mark.
So today is September 10th, almost exactly 3 months from when I got my first blood work done, so I'm gonna get blood work redone. I'm completely fasted, so you're a little bit hungry.
And because I was really interested in the female reproductive hormones like estradiol, luteinizing hormone, and follicle stimulating hormone, I made sure to get the measurements done at the same time of my ovarian cycle so I could compare the number appropriately. And your numbers do vary depending on whether you're in your follicular phase of your cycle or the luteal phase of your cycle. So that's just something to keep in mind when you get blood work done. So this was something that was actually a bit more unexpected because after gaining 35 pounds and having a very regular, albeit very heavy menstrual cycle for the past few months.
So I actually made a vlog last time I had my period. So I mentioned already that while I'm on my period, it hurts really, really bad. And it's the first day and it hurts really bad.
I thought that my hormones would have improved because even though I did have my menstrual cycle when I started this all-in journey, it wasn't perfectly regular, and I figured that after all of this that my hormones would have improved more. But unfortunately, that really wasn't the case. The numbers did improve slightly, but they were still in the lower end of the normal range, and that just kind of indicated to me that it just takes time and that I have to be patient. So I'll let you guys know what happens with any future blood work that I get done. However, on a positive note, I do feel like the goal of building up my strength and making strength improvements was definitely achieved. I felt way more energetic and just better in the gym, like even more than my first month. So everything related to my training and my training recovery only continues to get better the longer I've been all in, which is amazing. However, another challenge I was dealing with that was way more prominent in like the later months than the early months was that the weight gain that I had experienced was becoming a lot more noticeable. So at the beginning when I gained only 18 pounds, it really wasn't really noticeable. Like it looked like I gained a little bit of weight, but once I gained 35 pounds, the weight gain started to be way more noticeable, and the more that I would look.
She's all over the place. Okay, so mom looks like she has Parkinson's. Sucks for sure. And I'm not a doctor, of course, clearly not a doctor, but like, see, what's the problem with this, right? This is a perfect example of somebody who, despite their, I don't know, dedication, I guess, and hardworking attitude, puts their health in the hands of quote unquote professionals instead of thinking for themselves, right? For example, and I understand if it's family, like it's hard. Like I have people in my family, like I would love to get them to eat certain foods and not eat certain foods and perform, certain activities in their life. It's not as easy as like telling them one time and then they go do it, right? It's like some of this stuff is lifestyle changes, right? Like let's take her mom, for example. Her mom is, like I'm going to state facts here so it doesn't seem like I'm picking on somebody who's got a physical ailment, like actual physical ailment, not your anorexia bullshit. She's got Parkinson's, right? She's clearly a good like 30-40 pounds overweight, right? So that's not helping anything. I'd also be willing to bet, based on what I know about Miss Buttermore here, that she probably doesn't have the best eating habits in general. I don't think she's, and to be fair, like it's kind of a downward cycle, right? It's like you have Parkinson's, for example, so you feel bad really all the time. Let's say you shake and like somebody has to brush your teeth for you. It's miserable. So yeah, maybe you're more likely to go, fucking McDonald's, get some Krispy Kremes. You know what I mean? Less likely to like make the healthy choice because you think you're already fucked anyways. Like what's the point, right? Less likely probably to go and exercise. Less likely also, this is my original point, to research potential cures and treatments on your own and try them on your own. For example, I want to say cerebrolysin is good for Parkinson's. Parkinson's disease, right? Effective cerebrolysin on the electroencephalographic indices. Anyway, whatever. There's this drug. It's called cerebrolysin. It's extracted from pig's brain. It's not. I don't think it's not that it's not approved for use. I think it's not approved for use in the United States. They use it a lot in Europe. But like a simple Google search. Let's pretend you didn't even know about that, right? Like alternative therapies for Parkinson's. Right? Anytime I have an issue, anything, I'm going to look up how to cure it on my own, right? All right, all this retarded shit, yoga, chiropractor. Anyway, I actually just happen to know that because I'm into fringe drugs that people haven't heard of. It's just an area that I'm interested in as a result of me just being interested in health and biohacking, if you want to call it that. But cerebrolysin injections probably help a lot of that. And it's expensive, but like I'm sure homegirl over here is making enough to cover it. But like I'm going to get my blood work done. Like I'm not going to pay any attention to how I feel and what my body looks like. I'm going to go to a doctor and have the equivalent of my fortune told by the magical blood wizard. I'll give him some of my blood and he'll tell me, ooh, your particle A is doing good, but particle B is bad. Give me money. It's retarded. Like, why don't you just look in the mirror and like perform a physical test that'll show you how you feel? Now, to that point, what she said about the physical performing better in the gym, yeah, no shit. You're not like starving yourself. Shocking. I don't know. What else can I even say, really?
Look at myself in the mirror, the more that I could barely recognize myself. And at the beginning, I didn't really think that my stretch marks or spider veins, yes, I have both of those, were all that noticeable. But as I started to gain more weight, I did realize that both of those things became a lot more noticeable. And I do use a self-tanner, which hides them pretty well. But when I didn't have self-tanner on, they were extremely noticeable. And I felt like they were way more noticeable the more weight that I gained compared to when I was leaner. Also, with the more weight that I was gaining, it just got even more difficult to even attempt to fit into some of my old clothes. So I decided to do a way more thorough closet cleansing because looking at my old clothes was honestly just really distracting.
So I just don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of clothes that just don't fit me or I just don't want to wear right now. I just think it's a good idea for me to just like either put the ones that I might be able to wear again in storage, and then all the rest of it, I'm just going to donate. I'm just going to give all that away. Some of it even still has tags on it, so.
I was surrounded by a bunch of clothes that didn't fit me, so I just needed to clear them out so I could just have the clothes that did fit me in my line of view for my sanity and ease of getting dressed every day. And so I did decide to donate a lot more clothes this time around, especially the clothes that I didn't think would ever fit me ever again, like the really tiny clothes. And I mainly did this because I really didn't want it to be a goal or a focus of ever trying to fit back into my old clothes. And I know I showed you guys in my first update video that I did buy new clothes, but sadly even some of those clothes were starting to feel a little bit tight on me, so I did have to go back and buy some more.
Oh, it's a hot day today. So I just went to Target and I just got a few things from the clearance section, nothing too crazy. I'm kind of like over buying new clothes, so I'm gonna really try to be very picky when I buy new stuff. It has to be something that I really need, something thing that I can't like live without, things like bras and underwears that I can't get dressed without putting them on. I also think it's important for me to buy clothes that I not only feel comfortable in, but that I feel good in, because there are so many other like contributing factors to my self-esteem right now, and feeling like I look like a hot mess and being up in weight is not going to be very good for me mentally. So I do want to feel and look good, but not being like wasteful and buying just things frivolously.
And this was kind of random, but I thought it was kind of interesting, so I'm gonna throw it in. Some of the struggles that I was dealing with in my first month, I didn't have to deal with anymore. So in my first month, with all of the food that I was eating, and it was just such a big change for my body, I was just so sweaty all the time. I was not only hot, I was just really sweaty.
So, this is actually, I've said this in another one of the videos that I've done of her, but this is actually like how to do everything wrong. It says like, I mean, okay, fine. I guess it's not the absolute worst thing that you could do, but it's pretty much, this is like, I'm sorry again, Stephanie, like, this isn't, I don't know. This is just like, it's like loser mentality. Like, what are you thinking? Really? Okay. Throwing out the skeleton clothes, that's good. But like buying new clothes, like you should buy clothes that you would like to look good in at some point, right? Like you have your goal body, for example. Do you even have a goal body? Does she have a goal body? It doesn't sound like it. It sounds more like she has a goal mental state, which is inachievable or unachievable regardless. Like your goal mental state is to feel good all the time about food and never be tempted with food and eat whatever you want. And that's the goal here. Like it's not gonna happen for anybody ever in the world. But let's say you have a goal body, which arguably is achievable. That's not like, you know, skin stretched over like an anatomy figure in a textbook. You buy clothes that are, let's say, maybe a little tight on you, and you work your way down, right? Like I buy clothes all the time. Well, I don't buy clothes all the time. I've bought clothes in the past. I have bought clothes before, that like when I try them on in the store, sometimes they look really good and I buy them, right? But sometimes I can tell, I'm like, shit, I need to drop like 5 pounds for this to look good. You know what I mean? For it to look like really good, like head turning good, you know? And I'll buy them, right? And they'll sit in my closet sometimes for a very long time before I actually buy them. And every once in a while I'll try them on. I don't know, am I the only one who does this? But every once in a while I'll try them on and I'll be like, it's like extra motivation to like, you know, change your body composition. Really, I don't think that's bad. What else did she say? I guess the clothes thing, like, I don't know. It just seems like, is she just doing this on her own? Like, is this is just like, watch me be a train wreck? Is that what this is? Sometimes I wonder, like, is that what I look like? Because like, at the end of the day, if you make YouTube videos, you kind of just want people to talk to you, really. Like, that's honestly what it is. You just want people to pay attention to you, actually, you know? So, I wonder, like, is that how I am? Do I also look like equally as pathetic, but in other ways? Sorry, but do I? I probably do, actually, now that I think about it. Really quick, and then I'll keep going. But somebody, I watched a video once, was a hypnotist giving a talk, and he said that, like, when we walk around with a giant neon billboard that says everything about us, all our little like idiosyncrasies, whatever, but it's behind us, so we can't see it, but everybody else can see it, right? And I thought that was interesting, and it's kind of true, right? Because like, whatever, it's true. Just take my word for it.
Which was kind of gross. But the later I got into this all-in journey, I feel like my body started to balance out, kind of get used to the food intake, and I rarely ever got cold. I was still really hot all the time, but I wasn't nearly as sweaty. And I really do think that over time, my body was really balancing out because I no longer had bad edema or puffiness. My swelling and bloating got significantly better, but don't get me wrong, I still got bloated. I still had my fair share of food babies. But because the overall puffiness went down, some of you guys even thought that I had started losing weight, but my weight never went down during this process, but it just stopped increasing, and my swelling just went away, which probably gave me a bit of a leaner look. All in all, I feel amazing. And yes, I still have bad body image days, because who doesn't? But I feel great, and my mood has generally been in really good spirits. But something that I really struggled with, that I'm going to shamelessly admit, was that for months 3 and 4, I was actually not with Jeff. Jeff and I were apart for those months, and I really noticed how much not having him around all the time like really affected my mood. He was my daily cheerleader, and he always made me feel really good about myself. So without him, I do have to admit that I felt really alone, and I let things get to me that normally don't get to me as much, and I started letting people's opinion of me, regardless if it was positive or negative, really get to me.
Lately, I've been feeling way more stressed than usual about what I'm doing. The main reason is because of how open and publicly I'm doing this. It does subject myself to a lot of other creators who have public platforms to commentate or to react to what I'm doing. For the most part, a lot of people are really supportive and positive. I think regardless, it still brings me such a wave of anxiety every single time I see the thumbnail with my face on it or a title with my name in it. I just feel that when these moments or feelings arise, that when I do talk about it, even right now to a camera that's sitting on a desk in front of me in in front of a window, nobody behind it. Even though I'm talking to an empty camera, I know there'll be a day that this is inserted into a video that I create. There will be somebody on the other side of the camera, on the other side of the screen, that is going to see this one day. So I do feel less alone, but in this moment, in this room, myself, in my empty house, with no one behind the camera, I do feel alone.
But since Jeff and I have been reunited, things have been so much better. And we actually filmed a video together. It's like a really candid and fun conversation between the
Okay, so let's talk about that, I guess. She probably watches my videos. What's up, Stephanie? How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for making videos. Otherwise, what I talk about. Yeah, I mean, like, and I'm not, extreme example, right? If I'm smoking crack every day, let's say I'm smoking crack and I'm selling my body for crack money, right? And I have a boyfriend, let's say, he's really supportive of me. He's such a sweet guy. Oh my God, what a nice boyfriend he is, right? And then he leaves for 2 weeks, and like, I'm making it public by making YouTube videos of me like selling my body for crack and like smoking crack with hobos. And people start to like maybe offer some sort of criticism or perhaps a potentially different solution for like overcoming my crack addiction. And I feel self-conscious about that. Maybe that's not a bad thing, right? Maybe like, you know, I feel like, am I muted? Fucking cocksuckers. No, all right, pretty good with the mute button. In the West, America, whatever, we're so like, we don't like to feel bad ever, really. It's this whole like politically correct, like, oh my God, you made somebody feel bad about something? Oh my God, you're a bad person. How can we make that illegal? You know? But like straight up, like, okay, let's talk facts, right? Let's talk facts. You go from malnourishing yourself, not eating anything, right? Well, clearly, you know, body image issues, fine. We've all got them, sure. And then you, instead of like looking at the actual problem and thinking, okay, how can I fill in the gaps to actually solve this? By eating nutrient-dense food, AKA meat. You just say like, well, actually, I don't want to feel bad about eating food anymore, so I'm just gonna eat whatever I want and get fat and make it public and pretend to cry when, you know, I address the fact that some people are saying what I'm doing is stupid. Instead of doing like a more balanced solution, instead of coming up with a more balanced solution. Sorry, my roommate is like screaming about something. Israeli people. You just go with like the extreme other side of the equation. That's not actually going to solve the problem, right? Like, why don't, it's not hard to test this really either. Also is the crazy thing. It's like, you have a solution, right? My solution, Stephanie, I know you're watching this, and I know, like, here's the thing. It's like, let's say I'm right. Let's just say, hypothetical situation. Let's say I'm right, and all your problems would go away by you just eating 70 to 80% of your calories from meat, chicken, fish, beef, whatever, and eating once a day and going to the gym and blah, blah, blah. Let's say that what would solve your problem. Would you want to do it? Probably not, because, you know, she's milking the whole all-in thing. Look like how many people are talking about this, right? How popular it is now, how it's like a thing, you know, how like she's got the t-shirt and all that stuff. Like, if it would, like, a lot of people don't want to actually solve their problem, because then where would they get their, like, what are you going to talk about? Who are you going to be next? You're not the fit girl anymore. Now you're like the fit girl who was fat, who's getting fat and is doing the all-in thing. That's like your thing, right? So like, if you take that away, I guess you could be the carnivore girl. It's not a bad idea, right? Why don't you do that? Great idea. You actually want to help all these skeleton girls who are fucking actually dying, like actually like sacrificing their lives. Like, you want to actually help them. How about you find an actual solution, sustainable, long-term, that will make you feel good and be healthier long-term, okay? Which, let me shed some light on this for anybody who is interested. When you eat lots of meat, you will feel full faster, you will stay full for longer, and your body will have more of what it needs to do all of those body things that it does. You have more energy in the gym, you'll feel better, you'll look better. That's it. Maybe you'll feel bad about eating dead animals, but like, you know, it's us or them. Like, what do you expect? Yeah, so bottom line, like, okay, you know, and again, at the end of the day, this is really what this is. This is just like taking people through an emotional roller coaster to create an interesting piece of content. Pretty much the opposite of my videos, which is just like fact, analysis. This is just like, I cried about my mom's calling me fat. I cried because I miss Jeff. I cried because I'm fat. I cried, but I was happy here for a minute when I was, eating an avocado toast. Emotional roller coaster. It's an interesting piece of content. YouTube 101. Clearly, I need to take that class, right? Anyway.
The two of us. So if you missed that video, I will link it down below. I highly recommend checking it out. And a few months ago, I also did have another call with Kayla. I like to keep these calls pretty regular because she's always just such a pleasant reminder that what I'm doing is so good for my body and that everything that I'm experiencing is completely normal. That's just kind of the struggle that I've been having right now, is like assuming and wanting things to move faster than they're going to.
Yeah, well, that's completely normal. Like, again, like, you're not alone in that feeling. I think that almost everyone has that feeling. You can't speed up things quicker than they're supposed to go. But, if you're able to realize, like, okay, this is normal, like, if I just can accept this sooner and let go of the fears and the doubts, because those are so normal.
So what's next for me? Well, like I said so many times, this journey is not a quick one. And by no means do I feel like it's going to be over anytime soon. So I just plan to continue doing what I'm doing because I really do feel like I'm on the right track. And I'm just going to do it as long as it takes for my body to fully recover. And eventually I feel like I'm just going to be living and continue to do all the things that I love, like lifting weights, eating especially, and just being a better version of my previous self. So yes, I do plan to continue to document this journey, as I kind of still feel like it's still in its infancy. And I hope that you guys will continue to follow along, as the end product will probably be as much of a surprise to you as it is to me, because I still feel like I'm learning every single day. And each day I do feel like I'm getting better at accepting the new me. And I know I say this all the time, but I can't thank you enough for being as supportive as you've been.
You're welcome. Okay, couple misconceptions here, and I know this is probably nitpicking from like a linguistic standpoint, but like, there is no end product. The end product is you're dead. That's the end product. You die someday when you're old, hopefully, if you're lucky, right? That's the end product here. There is no like, your body is a dynamic thing. Nutrition is a dynamic thing. Fitness is a dynamic thing. There's no beginning and end. There's your birth and your death. That's it. Everything in the middle is dynamic, meaning that it can change and it will change and it does change. When you see it as a process, okay, and not an equation, well, I guess it is an equation. But when you see it as a process and not a static concept, I guess, then I just assume that everybody kind of understands this to be true, right? Let's say on one side of the equation, okay, you have going all in, eating whatever I want, whenever I want, okay. Really, that's it. Working out sometimes, apparently. And that's what you have on this side of the equation. That is going to equal fatter Stephanie Buttermore that doesn't have the best hormone profile or body composition. Okay. If you do other things, you replace these things on this side of the equation. Fuck, am I muted? I don't think so, right? No, I'm not. Okay. You replace the things on this side of the equation with other stuff, right? For example, again, not to like harp on this anymore, eating mostly meat, eating once a day, going to the gym, maybe changing up your workouts a little bit, right, to do stuff that's more like muscle building / fat burning. You'll have different things on the other side of the equation, okay? Maybe you'll be able to achieve the look that you want, like the sexy clothes look, sexy body, no offense, but like, I don't know, she's very pretty, but like overweight Stephanie, and I'm not saying you have to choose between one or the other. You don't have to be skeleton Stephanie or like beer belly Stephanie, but like, why not? How about like toned muscles, healthy, like 15% body fat Stephanie? What's wrong with that? I think that's great. Am I wrong? Like this, I was thinking this when I was watching the Kayla Katecki interview thing, like, and I was just like, it's like the blind leading the blind, really. Like the reason I laughed is because I have a friend, very good friend of mine, very charming, very personable. Everybody fucking loves this guy. Tons of girls like chasing him all the time. But, and one of the things that he'll say anytime we're out at like a social function, he'll be like, yeah, I don't think women should have the right to vote, right? And like, oh my God, you should see the reactions he gets, like insane. Because at first girls think he's joking, right? It's like, who would say that women shouldn't have the right to vote? And he says it in a joking way, but he's kind of serious, right? He's like, yeah, I just don't think they should have the right to vote. They're not as smart. Like, they don't have the same responsibilities that men have. Like, why should they have a voice, kind of thing. And I don't know if I would go that far as to agree with that, but like, when you, I don't know, I can't really say like, well, I don't know, it's just a little extreme for me. But, and look, at the end of the day, the fact is that anybody can have an authority. Anybody can have authority on something, right? Anybody, you can start a YouTube channel, you can make videos, you can get a following. And if you have a following, if you have people following you, there are going to be a fair number of those people who listen to what you say and take what you say seriously, for better or worse, right? However, what you will notice is that people who agree with you will naturally gravitate to you, right? So if you're right, if you have a good result, you'll attract people who identify with that and want that good result. Greg Doucette, for example, right? Like, he's on the up and up for sure. You can see his videos popping up on my thing. The dude is fucking no nonsense. Go to the gym, eat healthy food, fucking don't eat shit, stop crying about your fucking food problems, and that's it. And you'll have a nice body. Done. Period. End of story. And like, that's a very, I don't want to say positive message, but it's like, it's no nonsense message. It's not a bullshit message. It's not like, oh, I felt better when I ate food, and like my mom told me I was fat, so I cried. Like this is pure fluff, is what it is. Like, I'm sorry, Stephanie. Like I know is it intended to be fluff? If it is, then like how can I be? I'm not mad, but like, it is what it is, right? But it's like being passed off as a case study of like, I'm choosing this decision because I want to justify my desire to eat food, and I'm going to say that it worked even though there's all these negative effects, but sometimes I feel better when Jeff is there to reassure me that my decision isn't stupid. Okay, like, is that what you want? Like, dumb girls of America, that's actually what you're looking for? Or how about this? Wouldn't you rather not need your like reassuring boyfriend to tell you every 5 minutes that you're doing the right thing? Wouldn't you rather like have your mom tell you that you're looking fucking awesome and like, wow, what are you doing? Like, give me a tip. Wouldn't you rather buy clothes that like fit and make you look good and not have to throw away your wardrobe every month? Wouldn't you rather have that instead of like fake validation from a bunch of other like fat girls or skeleton girls who like are trying to keep you down because they're too lazy or too scared or too stupid to find the actual solution? What would you rather have? You know what I mean? Anyway, is this done yet?
Throughout this whole journey, I know that you guys said that you would in my first All In video. You guys all promised me that you would stick with me, but I definitely had my doubts, and you guys proved me so wrong. And I feel grateful for you guys every single day, and I appreciate you so much. And thank you for helping me get through probably the most difficult part of this journey. And now that I kind of feel like I'm on the other side of the hill, I hope it will start to go a little bit more smoothly, but probably not, because this process isn't easy, and I hope we can just continue getting through it together. So that is it for this update. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Like the video if you did like it, subscribe if you happen to be new. I'd love it if you stuck around, and I will see you in a video really soon. I love you so much. Bye.
Man, I gotta take lessons from this girl on how to make an interesting video. That's what I take from this. What's the equivalent? What could I do? Could I just get fat somehow? Like, what's the equivalent like for me? Like, what area of my life do I have pretty much handled? Really only fitness, honestly. It's like all the other areas of my life, like I'm already going all in on like bad choices. But fitness, what could I do? I could say like, I'm so stressed out by having to work out all the time, but I like working out. You know, I like working out. I like feeling hungry. I like it. I like that hunger. Like right now I'm hungry. What time is it? It's 10 a.m. Right now I have a hungry feeling in my stomach, and I like it. Do you know why? Because I know I'm burning fat, right? I know if I can feel my abs, you know, through my skin. I got a little bit of fat down here, but like, I can feel my abs. I like it. I'm wearing a tight shirt. I like it. I like walking down the street and having people look at me. You know, how can I, what if I do, what kind of, oh, you know what I should do? Fuck, I'm a genius. I should do the All In challenge, but like satire. You know what I mean? Be like, okay guys, today, I don't know, how would I do it? And like cry about getting fat. I'd have to buy new clothes though. I don't have any money for that. Should I do the All In challenge? That might be a good idea. God, I need an apartment. All In challenge, huh? What would I do? I just get fat and like pretend to cry about it? I need a girlfriend. Maybe I could, you know what I would need? Maybe I would get a girl to like pretend to be my girlfriend who's like really fit, and have her just be like, I'd have her dump me. That'd be great. Because that's what a girl would do, really. Like a guy's gonna be like nice and supportive. A girl, if she's dating like a fit guy and he's like, I'm so stressed out about being fit all the time, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want and get fat. She'd be like, okay. Cool. I don't feel the same way about you anymore. Like, it's not you, it's me. Ugh, what a joke. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. Stephanie Buttermore, thank you for making this video. I talk a lot of shit, but like, come on, what the fuck are you doing? Really, seriously, like, what is this? You know, it's entertainment. That's what it is. Answer my own question. Anyway, yeah, peace. Oh, actually, wait, leave me a comment. I forgot to do this part. Leave me a comment. Tell me, what do you think about Stephanie Buttermore's All In challenge. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think, am I an asshole? Am I an idiot? Am I totally wrong about everything? Or am I right? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.